Hello and welcome. What if I said to you that LinkedIn, not OpenAI, not Microsoft, not Google, is actually the most important AI platform in the world right now? I know, big claim, right? But hear me out. Because whilst we're all chasing tools, prompts, and breakthroughs, the deeper question for most professionals isn't just what can AI do? It is how do we get ready for what it asks of us? Like skills, mindset, confidence, clarity. Those don't come from tools alone. They come from the systems and platforms that helps us build them. And one of those platforms, perhaps the most overlooked one, is LinkedIn. Because beyond the posts, the jobs, and the courses, LinkedIn is not just a platform for making meaningful professional connections anymore. The original intended role has evolved, and it is time we recognize it for what it is becoming. What I call the architect of AI workforce readiness. And if anyone from LinkedIn is watching, yes, that's a big title to live up to. But honestly, I think you're already halfway there. When we think about AI readiness, we often tend to focus on technology. But readiness isn't just about tools, it is about people. And here's where LinkedIn is doing something quietly powerful. LinkedIn is helping millions of professionals not just learn new skills, but understand which ones matter most in a world being reshaped by AI. Through LinkedIn learning, through skill insights and personalized pathways, through communities that keep pace with real world shifts. It's not flashy, but it's scalable. And in the AI age, that kind of systemic capability building matters. And I say that as someone who's led that kind of work, building global culture and capability strategies inside the chief data office at Deutsche Bank. And there's something else LinkedIn gets right: inclusion. Not as a policy document, but as a design principle. I've spent a lot of time lately shaping a design principle I call inclusive AI by design, which focuses on making participation in the AI era accessible to more people in more places. And that starts with the kinds of platforms we design and use every day. I'm talking about platforms that make knowledge accessible, that reduce friction, that surface insights to those outside the usual tech circles. And if you want to understand why that kind of inclusion matters, just ask a kid who grew up in what many still call the global south. I'm one of them. That is, communities full of brilliance and care, but shaped by unreliable electricity, low bandwidth, and limited access to advanced tools. That experience teaches you something. That inclusion isn't just about fairness, it is about infrastructure. And in the context of AI, it is about something even more urgent. Who gets to participate in shaping the future? And who gets left out? Now, I know no single platform can fix the systemic inequality that we see, but platforms like LinkedIn can help close the distance by making learning accessible, by surfacing knowledge without gatekeeping, by giving visibility to those who aren't sitting in tech hubs or Silicon Valley war rooms. That's why I believe LinkedIn gets something right. It opens doors, geographically, professionally, culturally. It helps ensure that AI isn't just built for the world, but it's built with it. That's what it means to design for inclusion. That's what it means to prepare everyone for AI, not just a few. Now, in my work leading digital adoption, I see a consistent gap. Organizations are quick to implement technology, but slow to build the cultural, emotional, and strategic readiness required to make it work. And here's the truth: that gap has consequences. It shows up as fear, resistance, fatigue, what I call the emotional cost of change. LinkedIn, perhaps unintentionally, is helping offset that cost by creating space for professionals to explore, learn, reflect, and connect. It reduces the pressure of catching up and replaces it with the confidence of moving forward together. We often look to AI to transform work, but maybe we also need to look at the platforms that are preparing people to meet that transformation fully, confidently, and with care. LinkedIn is doing more than we give it credit for. It is building the mindset, the capability, and the community that AI adoption truly requires. It may not be loud, but it is consistent. And its impact is real. And in a world moving this fast, quiet infrastructure might just be the smartest kind. Maybe even the smartest kid in the room. I share reflections like this every week in my Realistic Optimism Dispatch newsletter on AI, change, and the deeper human shifts we often overlook. The link is in the comments if you would like to follow along. Until next time.